Okay, so what you just saw was a video of this vacuum seal wall climber, vacuum chamber wall climber, whatever you want to call it, working. I originally kind of had the idea so that I could climb walls similarly to Spider-Man, right? You could have two, boom, locks on, then you put your second one on, release the first one, and you can functionally climb. And so the reason in that video you only saw one and you didn't see two is because after building this one right here, um, I came to the conclusion that the force that's generated by this, force is equal to pressure times surface area. So this is roughly okay. Like theoretically, it's 1,000 pounds of force. Like if you do the math, calculate the surface area of this and the psi of this pump, roughly 11 psi, like negative 11 psi technically because it's a vacuum. But you do the math, it's roughly like 1,000 pounds of force. I'm about 135 pounds, so it could more than support my weight. It's obviously not actually 1,000 pounds of force. That'd be ridiculous. A lot of that force is lost in not having a perfect seal, not having a perfect vacuum, air seeping through and things like that. But in any case, the force is so strong that even once you're locked on, now you turn the motor off. So you hit the switch, now you're off. Waiting and like even if you pull full strength, it takes a long time to get this device off of a wall once it's on and once the motor's off. There's a few solutions to that. One, you can have a hole that's by default covered, and then you can have a motor uncover the hole so that air can rush through the chamber, and now you can pull it off as easy as like just like as I am right now. It'd be functionally the same thing. As a matter of fact, it would just fall off because of gravity. So you wouldn't even really have to do anything. It would just fall off by itself. So that was a possible solution, and um, that would be viable. The thing is that you'd have to have the motor so precisely placed, and you'd have to have that plug so precisely designed in relation to the chamber so that at no point is there air seeping through. And if at any point it does, it's pretty dangerous if you're truly climbing a wall, right? Even if I did build one, I doubt I would be able to test it. If I were to build it with the means of the motor and the hole, that is something that I would potentially want to do in the future. But um, for now, this is basically just something that you can put like as one standalone device onto a wall and hang from. Actually, we did use this once. My parents, we had like a window that was stuck open. We couldn't get it to close, and so I put this on it, pulled it back, and it actually worked really well. So there is some functional use for this aside from my intended design of having it to work as a wall climber. I do still really, really hope that one day I get to climb a wall like Spider-Man using this kind of design. But to go back to my original process of building this, I went through a couple iterations. Actually, I have one here that I did not throw out, thankfully. Is this one here? So I originally 3D printed it, 3D modeled it. It's a pretty simple design, but you have like the switch over here, and what would happen was, well, one, the surface area of this is much lower comparatively. You can see it's like almost half the size, but not really. And so that would functionally be half the force because surface area times pressure is equal to your force. So we have half the force output from this one, which you would imagine to be better because it'd be easier to remove, but it actually just wouldn't be able to hold my weight. Actually fell. I built it with this originally and it worked, but I actually fell in testing off the door that I used in the video you saw, and so that's why I ended up going for a more sturdy wooden design with a larger surface area and the chamber working with foam. Um, and yeah, so it took a couple iterations to get to work just like this, just to get it to work like this. Unfortunately, it does not work as intended to climb walls like Spider-Man, but one day we'll get that to work, and it was still a fun experience and still worthwhile to build. And so yeah, that's this wall climbing device, if you can call it that. And yeah, thank you for watching.